Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faridzul Sukarni. My UiTM ID is 2077666937.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SYAFIQ AKMAL bin JUMADI. My matrix number 2017102489.
Okay, today we want to present the research proposal, and our research proposal title is Library Automation Implementation. Okay, first slide. Okay, this is the background of the study. So first point is a library has been investigated by many researchers using with all the methods and the information that they needed. According to Maurice 2006, library automation refers to the use of computer to automate the basic housekeeping functions of libraries such as cataloging and circulation. In the global information age, the library needs to improve its services to facilitate information storage and retrieval. Research into library automation has a long story. Several research investigating library automation has been carried out on various aspects such as the impact of library automation, the development of library automation, and others, according to Alan Hopkinson 2009. And for instance, Farzana and Khalid 2006 explained that the library system has been developed since the modern technology able to facilitate the process and the management of the libraries. The computer system has been known to have impact not only to the library management process but also to the daily routines work of library staff. According to Alan Hopkinson 2009, on the other hand, explains the benefit of the library automation system, such as helping the staff properly arrange the library resource and serve the information at the right time and right information. And another is the library automation will give the librarian a suitable flow of work into helping the libraries becomes properly arranged and serve the information at the right time and right information. To become a digital library, the library should be aware and use the library automation according to the flow, and digital library had become famous through this era of technology, and it also the fastest, easier, and preferable by half of the others. And the users that needs the information will have the information whenever they've been and what they are doing. Then this problem statement. The first problem statement is an experimental investigation was conducted to explore the effect of the library automation. Based on the survey by Muhammad Anas et al. 2017-2014, the library automation had affected the library management processes such as acquisition and cataloging. Other parts such as the circulation services is also important in finding the information and acquire any information that are needed. Second, the effectiveness of library automation in supporting the digital library concept has been discussed by many authors, like according to AKMAL 205. In order to support the effectiveness of library automation systems in a digital library environment, it should be properly used by library staff at all levels. Therefore, the library should send their staff to go for IT training. Maurice 2006 said in her study, identify four main areas of library automation. First, the implementation. Second, the processes. Third, the effectiveness and the benefits. In her discussion, she found that the computer system has changed the statistic, users, process circulation, catalog system, and also in retrieving the information to the user. And the objective of the study, the goal of the study of the implementation of the library automation is to examine the effectiveness of the library in the use of library automation. First objective is to find out the impact of the library automation to the library management and services. Second, to identify the impact of the library automation to the librarians. Third, to identify the specific criteria of effectiveness use of the library automation to the librarian. Okay, this is the research question. The research question of this study are: first, what are the impact of the library automation to the library management and services? Second, does the library automation give impact to the librarians? Third, to what extent the library automation of effect to the librarians? And fourth, what are the specific criteria of effectiveness use of library automation to the librarian? Okay, this is the significance of the study. The contribution of the study are varied. First, the result of the study can be used as a guidelines to the libraries in the effective management and the provision of the information to the others and to the users. Then the findings will help the library management to improve the current automation system based on the requirement needs by the system users. And the findings of the study will help in the guideline policies of the library automation. In the policy, they have its own protection about the library automation. If they had something going on, the library will refer to the policy that had been given when the computer system has been provided. And librarian must analyze their needs and plan the selection and implementation of automation system that support the mission and priorities of the institution for acquisition and collection development that leads to effective library services. The justify for this research is the library automation can solve the library management issues that had been a problem to the library that use the manual system. And library automation helps the library staff by input the data and information about the materials and the others users member information. This information can be traced and turned out this information can be traced and turned out in the library automation when the library staff use the library automation. And this is the scope of study. The scope of study for this library automation includes the following areas. First, needs assessment. Need assessment involve identify the current problem and limitation of the existing manual library system and determine the goals and objective of the automation. Second, feasibility study. This involves analyzing the technical, financial, organizational feasibility of implementing library automation. Third, system analysis and design. This involves specify the function and non-functional requirement of the library automation system and create a detailed design of the system architecture and components. For hardware and software selection is involved on evaluate and select the hardware and software system that will support the library automation. Fifth, data migration and conversion. This involves convert the existing library data from the manual system to the new automation system. And sixth, implementation and testing is installing the hardware and software system and testing the library automation system to ensure that it meets the requirements and functions correctly. Seven, training and documentation is providing training for the library staff and users on how they use the library automation system and create documentation for reference and support. And eight, evaluation and maintenance is evaluate the performance of the library automation system and making any necessary modification and maintaining the system to ensure its continued operation. This is an overview of the variable. There are three variables. First, criteria of effectiveness. The criteria of the effectiveness variables are factors that determine the effectiveness of a particular system, program, or process. They help measure the success or outcome of a given implementation. The criteria of effectiveness vary depending on the specific system, program, or process being evaluated. Second, library management. Library management involves the administration and organization of library resource and services. And third, librarian. Librarians are professionals who work in the libraries and are responsible for managing and organizing library resources as well as providing information services to the patrons. And this is a theoretical framework for the library automation. This framework consists of theoretical framework together with their definitions and existing theory. They are used for specified model which clearly define independent variable and dependent variable that used during this research proposal. The model used as follows. As you can see the picture, dependent variable consists of criteria of effectiveness, library management, and librarian. Dependent variable is the implementation of the library automation. Next, I will pass the slide to my colleague, Cik Syafiq.
Research the hypothesis. These studies use the non-directional hypothesis for starting statement of hypothesis. A hypothesis can test whether there are differently or equationally between the two groups among several groups with respect to any variables. The hypothesis that choose in the study is a hypothesis that do perceive a relationship or difference but offer no indicator of the direction of their relationships. Okay, these hypotheses are formulated because the relationship have never been previously explored and hence there is no basics for indicating the directions. These hypotheses first increase the efficiency in library operations. The automation of the library process will lead to increased efficiency in the overall function of the library. Second, improve user experience. Automation of the library process will enhance the user explore by providing quickly access to information and reducing waiting time. Third, increase accessibility of the library resources. Library automation system can be provide remote access to library resource, increase the accessibility of the resource for the user. Fourth, enhance the data management. Automated system will improve the accuracy at the consistency of the library data, enable more more effective management and analyze of the library resource and user behavior. Fifth, better resource automations of the library process will allow for more effective and efficient user for the library resource, leading to cost saving and a better resource utilization. And last, to increase user engagements, automated system will be provide more opportunity for user engagement, such as through personalization, social media integration, and user feedbacks mechanisms. Okay, the type of research have three. First, a population or interest in this study consists of all staff, include senior librarians between 23 until 48 years involved in the library automation activity. Research focusing on the automated system by the library automation that were used by the librarians. Second, major focus in the impacts of the library automation of the system operation in the library. Okay, given the diversity and the type of data requirement are required to answer the research question, and then the user of the target group library was adopted. The target population is made up of employee of the libraries. Okay, then the last, the study used non-probability sampling, especially judgment sampling or purpose sampling and quota sampling technique to create a sample frame for the library automations. Okay, the populations, all staff members are active in library automation activities, including senior librarians between the age of 23 until 48, made up the study population of interest. Okay, research concentration automated system used by the library in librarians in the libraries. Okay. The effects of the library automation of the system running in the libraries is a major area of focus. It will decide the employee specific target group, librarians, because the variety of the spots of the data that we need to address the research objective. Right? The library self-employee use make up the target demographics. Okay, the study combination quota sampling technique and the non-probability sample method, such as the judgment sampling or purposely sampling, to construct a sample frame for the library automations. Okay, the samplings in the research, non-probability sampling has been noted. The effectiveness of the library automation that was employed in the library is chosen as the main factor in judgment sample or purposely sampling. Additionally, quota sampling is used to assess how certified librarians with the library automations and last, these samples are needed to the certified research proposal on the effectiveness of the library automation among librarian staff members who are also between in the age of 18 until 35. Okay, research instrument, 5 questions regarding the librarian demographic profile and personal information are covered in the part A, and then the part B have 5-point likely scales with a range of 1 strongly disagree until 5 is used for the librarians strong agree. And then this term for the literature review search section, and the study goal is serve as a foundation for the majority of the variables in the questionnaire. A sample attitude scaling with the statement or the single question was also included in part C with 5 questions. And last, the librarian was basically divided in 2 categories using the kinds of the self-rating scales, yes or no. Okay. The research design, elaborate automation implementation research design could include the following step. Okay. First, problem definitions. Second, literature review. Third, requirement gathering. Fourth, system selection. 5, implementation plannings. 6, pilot testing. 7, full-scale implementations, evaluation, and the last is outgoing maintenance. Okay, for the problem definitions, they clearly define the problem or need for the automation of the library. The teacher review is a review existing literature on the library automation and realize case studies to gather information inside. Requirement gatherings is engaged with the stakeholder, including the library staff, user, and the decision makers to make together their requirement expectation for the automation system. The system selection evaluate the different library automation system and technology available and select on the best fits the librarian's needs. Okay. The implementations plannings is a develop a details plan for the implementation for the library automation system, including the budgeting, timeline, resources required, and the risk management. The pilot testing is conduct a pilot test for the selected library automation system in a small-scale environments to identify any issue and make necessary adjustment. Okay, the full-scale implementation roll out the library automation system to an entire library, providing the training and support to the user and staff. Okay, for the evaluation, regularly evaluate the impact and effectiveness of the library automation system, gathering feedback from the stakeholder and making the improvement as necessary. And the last, the ongoing maintenance will ensure that the library automation system is properly maintained and the update to keep it running smoothly and meet changing needs. Okay, for the data collections, the information was gathered for the library automation using the interview and questionnaire techniques of communication. Okay, the personal interview applied in this study was thus to get their detail concerning library automation from the librarians. Okay, and then second, any question regarding to the efficiency of the library automated system was be resolved by this input. And then the distributed survey meanwhile contain both of the structures, open needed and close enable question. The third quantitative information was gathered using the open and questionnaire. The components made up the questionnaire. For the survey, first section intended to collect the librarian's demographic profile and personal information, and the last, the efficiency of the library automations was the subject of the second study. Lastly, users should find out the certified the librarians with the library automations. Okay, the data analyze technique, the SPSS medium was used to define the analyze finding with it come to the research data, finding the data by each category of variables help in the research. Okay. Second, this study we conduct with using descriptive analytic method as well. In order to conduct the raw data for this study into the summary formats, some kind of descriptive analysis is performed first. Okay. And last, the data that will be analyzed will be stored, ordering, transformed, and to otherwise alter to reflect the result of the research on the efficiency of the library automations. Okay, for the conclusion of this, the purpose of this research was to identify how well the academic library will apply the automation of the library system that was being researched. This study has demonstrated that in order to deploy automation system, the library must meet certain criteria related to efficiency library management and librarian and employees. Changing was task has been performed in several in central to the idea of developing an automated system. Okay, from the current study, it can be conclude that in order to implement the library automation, the requirement of existing effectiveness, library management, and librarians of the staff or staff will be helpful. Okay, future generation of the library users will benefit from the automated mechanisms that have been put in the place. In addition, the automated system that have been put in order out to the to have a backup server or others means preserving the library generation operations. Okay, that's all from our group. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.